Good morning students, welcome back to the science class. Today we are going to discuss about next topics of the lesson 17, plant kingdom. Okay, before that we can recall the previous topic. Okay, in the previous class, in the last class, what are the things we discussed? Do you remember? Okay. How many species are there in the earth? How many species? Anybody? Totally 8.7 billion species are there. Okay, some of the things are lived in the land, that is a terrestrial species, and some of the organisms lived in the ocean. Okay, 6.5 millions of species are lived in the land only. Okay, so the mainly the kingdom, the two kingdoms are there. Yesterday itself I told to you. What are the two kingdoms? Plant kingdom, animal kingdom. Okay, so the living organism can be divided into two kingdom, plant kingdom, animal kingdom. So plant kingdom, in this lesson we discussed about the plant kingdom only. What are the things? Thallophyta, Bryophyta, Pteridophyta, Gymnosperms, Angiosperms. Okay, so totally it is divided into two types, phanerogame and cryptogames. Okay, flowering plants and the non-flowering plants. Okay. In the previous class we discussed two topics. What are the things? Algae and fungi. First of all, algae. Algae it is a primitive plant. It is a very simple plant. But the plant body of the algae is called thallus. What is the meaning of thallus? There is no differentiation like root, stem, leaf, like this. There is no differentiation. Okay, the plant body it is called thallus. Okay, that's why it is comes under the Thallophyta. It comes under the Thallophyta. Okay, what are the classifications? Four classifications. Four categories are there. What are they? Green algae, blue-green algae, brown algae, red algae. Okay, do you remember? The four types are there. Okay, so next economic importance. What are the economic importance? It is used as a food, and agar-agar it is used in the laboratory for medium, and it is used as a gelidium. Okay, so then what are the things we discussed? And it is used in the space travel, okay, for get rid of carbon dioxide. Okay, and then it is used as a SCP. What is SCP? Single cell protein. Okay, these are the things we discussed about the algae. Next thing, fungi. Up to classification we completed. Okay, so today we are going to discuss about harmful effects of fungi. Okay, first of all, fungi. The plant body of the fungi, it also thallus only. Okay, the thallus of the fungi it is called mycelium. Okay, so the group of mycelium or network of hypa. Okay, so network of hypa only it is called mycelium. Okay, so this also comes under the Thallophyta. Thallophyta means there is no differentiation like a root, stem and leaf. But this is a heterotroph. But the algae is a autotroph because it is green in color, it have chlorophyll and it prepare their own food, algae. But fungi, there is no chlorophyll, so it does not produce their food. That's why it comes under the heterotrophs. Okay, so what are the useful things? What are the economic importance? It is used in the medicine, in medicinal field. It is used to prepare the antibiotics. Okay, like a penicillin. Okay, in the antibiotics, and it is used as a food. What is the example for food? Agaricus, mushroom. Okay, it is a very delicious one, the mushroom. Okay, so these are the things we discuss about the fungi. Okay, so the remaining only one topic is there for fungi, that is a harmful effect of fungi. Harmful effects only we have to discuss today.
Okay, Dakana. Harmful effects of fungi. Okay, now we are going to discuss about harmful effects of fungi. So fungi cause various diseases in plants and animals, everything. Okay, so what are the diseases caused in the plants? Okay, so fungal disease in the plants. First of all, pathogen, name of the disease. What is the meaning of pathogen? Disease causing organism is called pathogen. Okay, first Fusarium oxysporum. Fusarium oxysporum. This is one of the fungi. It causes the disease. Which disease? Wilt disease of cotton. In cotton, it causes the wilt disease. Okay. So next, Cercospora personata. Cercospora personata. Ticca disease of groundnut. It caused the disease ticca. Okay, ticca disease caused in the groundnut. Third one, Colletotrichum fulcatum. Colletotrichum fulcatum. It causes red rot disease in sugarcane. Red rot disease in sugarcane. The fourth one, Pyricularia oryza. Pyricularia oryza. It causes blast disease in paddy. Blast disease in paddy. Okay. So the last one, Albugo candida. Albugo candida. White rust in radish. Okay. In radish, it causes white rust disease. Okay. So these are the diseases caused in the plants. Okay. More to know. Claviceps purpurea. Claviceps purpurea. It is a hallucinogenic fungi which cause the greatest damage to the frustrated youth by giving unreal, extraordinary lightness and hovering sensation. Okay. So then Aspergillus species cause the allergy to children, while Cladosporium protects against the allergy. Okay. So these are the things are caused by fungi. Okay. See, these are the things. Now we discuss no cotton disease, wilt disease in the cotton. See, this is a wilt disease. This is a red rot disease in sugarcane. In the central, it rotting like a red color. Okay. So next, this is a blast disease. Blast disease of paddy. This is a blast disease of paddy, and this is white rust of radish. Okay. Next, in human, it causes some of the disease. Trichophyton. Trichophyton, it is one of the fungi. It causes the ringworm. Do you hear this word, ringworm? Circular rashes on the skin. Okay, it causes the rashes on the skin. Okay. So next, Microsporum furfur. Microsporum furfur, it causes the dandruff. In our scalp, some of the members having dandruff. The dandruff, it is caused by fungi only. Okay. Which species? Microsporum furfur. Next, Tinea pedis. Tinea pedis. It causes the disease athlete's foot. Athlete's foot. In the gap of the fingers, okay, in toe, it causes the some of the rashes. Okay, this is what called athlete's foot. These are the disease caused in the human being. These are the disease caused in the human being. Okay, so the next one, difference between algae and fungi. What are the differences there in algae and fungi? Algae are autotrophs. Fungi are heterotrophs. We know very well. Algae are autotrophs. Autotrophs mean it makes their own food by the process of photosynthesis. But fungi cannot produce the food. Okay. So this is a heterotrophs. And algae has pigments. Algae has pigments. What are the pigments? The chlorophyll. Then what are the things we discussed in the algae? Do you remember? Phycocyanin, fucoxanthin, phycoerythrin. These are the pigments are present. These are the pigments are present in the algae. But in fungi, there is no pigments. In fungi, there is no pigments. Next, third one, reserved food materials is starch. In the algae, the reserved food material is starch. But in fungi, the reserved food materials are glycogen and oil. Okay. The fourth point, some algae are prokaryotic in nature. Example, cyanobacteria, Nostoc, Anabaena. These are prokaryotic. What is prokaryotic? In the microorganism lesson, we discussed about the eukaryotic and prokaryotic. Do you remember that? Prokaryotic means there is no true nucleus. There is no true nucleus. Okay. But in eukaryotic having true nucleus. Okay. So in fungi all are eukaryotic in nature. Example agaricus. Okay. So this is the difference between algae and fungi.
Okay. The next topic it is bryophytes. Next topic it is bryophytes. We completed algae, fungi. Okay. The next one it is bryophyte. Okay. It is a next level. Okay. The algae, fungi are the very primitive form. It is a next level in the plant kingdom. Okay. So bryophytes. It is a very primitive, simplest non-vascular cryptogame. Okay. What is the meaning of non-vascular cryptogame? Do you know what is non-vascular? First of all, do you know what is vascular? Vascularized, vascular bundle. So the xylem and phloem. Did you know that? Xylem and phloem. These are the vessels together form the vascular bundle. Okay. What is the function of the xylem and phloem? It is used for transport the food and water. Okay. It transport the food and water in the plants. Okay. It is a non-vascular cryptogame. Non-vascular means there is no vascular bundle. There is no vascular tissue. There is no xylem and phloem. Okay. So non-vascular cryptogame. Okay. It is a primitive and simplest form. Primitive and simplest form. Next, it is lives in the both water and land. Okay, plant amphibian அப்படின்னு சொல்றோம். Okay, so it is a amphibian. What is the meaning of amphibian? It can live in land and water. So the bryophytes are, it can live both land and in water. Okay, so that is what the bryophytes. That's why bryophytes are called the amphibians. Okay, so next here it have alternating generation, sporophyte and gametophyte. So the sporophytes are producing the spores. Gametophytes are producing the gametes. Okay, so sporophyte and gametophyte. It have the alternate generation. First sporophyte will grow and it is gives rise the gametophyte. And gametophytes it gives the reproduction and it gives the sporophyte. Okay, so alternating generation is happening here. And the plant body of the bryophytes, it is called thalloid or leaf-like structure, mosses. Okay, thalloid and then mosses are more. Okay, and in the mosses, it have a root-like structure. It have a root-like structure. That root-like structures are called rhizoids. Okay, the root-like structures are present in the bryophytes. That is what called rhizoids. Here, there is not a true root. If it have root, what will should present? Vascular bundle. Okay, but here there is no vascular bundle. So it is what called rhizoids. Okay, so rhizoid it is a root-like structure. Okay, so then the reproduction, the sexual reproduction takes place by oogamous. Okay, the type is oogamous. Okay, so next it have two gametes, antheridia and archegonia. In the gametophyte, it produces the two types of gametes, male gamete and female gamete. Antheridia it is a male gamete, archegonia it is a female gamete. Okay, antheridia and archegonia. The antheridia it swims in the water and reach the archegonia. And then what will happen? The fusion will happen and it produces the zygote. Okay, this zygote it grows an embryo and produces the sporophyte. Okay, gametophytes produce the gametes and it fuse together and form the sporophyte. This is what called alternate generation. Okay, so this is what bryophytes. So the classification of bryophytes. It is classified into three types. What are the? Hepaticapsula, hepatica, or Anthocerata and musci. Okay, what are the? Hepatica, Anthocerata, musci. Hepatica it is always called liverworts. Okay, liverworts. Next, Anthocerata it is called hornworts. Okay, hornworts. Next, musci it is called mosses. Okay, it produces large mosses. Okay, so that's why it is called mosses. Okay, first of all, hepatica. It is always called liverworts. It is the very lower form of the bryophyte. It is the lower form of the bryophytes. It is next stage to the algae. Okay, so it is a lower form and the plant body is very simple structure. Plant body is very simple structure and the sporophytes are very short-lived. Sporophytes are short-lived. This is what hepatica. Next one it is an Anthocerata. The Anthocerata it is always called hornworts. That is a unicellula. Here there is no differentiation. What are the differentiation? Root, stem, leaf, like that. There is no differentiation. Okay. And rhizoids are present. What is rhizoid? It is just root-like structure. Okay. So that is what a rhizoid. The rhizoid, it is unicellular. What is unicellular? The full rhizoid, it is made by only single cell. Okay. So that is what called unicellular. Okay. So next is the third one. It is a musk or mosses. It is a higher form. This is a very lower form. Lower form of the bryophyte. This is a higher form, advanced form. Okay. So the gametophyte, it have stem, leaf, root like structures. The gametophyte of the muskie, it have stem, leaf, root. And the sporophytes contain food, seed or capsule. The next one, economic importance of bryophytes. Okay. The bryophytes, it is used in what are the places? Especially it is used in the prevention of soil erosion. How it will work? It is grow as a carpet. You can see in the hill stations. Okay, in the hill stations maximum, it grow like a carpet, very tightly, very closely. It is grow on the group and masses. Okay, so it bind the soil particles very tightly. Okay, so it prevent the soil erosion also. Next one, sphagnum mosses. Do you hear this word sphagnum mosses anywhere? Maximum it is used in the gardeners. In the gardening purpose, they are using this. Okay, because it absorbs lots of water. Okay, it absorbs lots of water like cotton. Okay, like a cotton, it absorbs lots of water. So they are using this sphagnum moss. Okay, for the gardening purpose. Okay, these are the economic importance of the bryophytes. So the topic of bryophytes is completed. Next one, we have to discuss about the pteridophytes. Okay, pteridophytes. It is the next level of the plant. Okay, first thallophytes. What is a thallophyte? Algae, fungi. These are the thallophytes. There is no differentiation. Okay, it is a thallus-like body. That is a thallophytes. Okay, so the next level is a bryophytes. Okay, it arrays the root-like structures like rhizoids. Okay, so the pteridophytes it is and another level. Bryophytes are the non-vascular cryptogame and it can live both land and in water. Okay, but the pteridophytes are, it is the first true land plant. Don't forget this. Pteridophytes are first true land plant. Okay, so it grows on the land and it is a vascular cryptogame. The bryophytes are the non-vascular. What is vascular? Already I told you. What is vascular? The xylem and phloem bundles are together form the vascular bundle. If the vascular bundles are present, means that is a vascularized or vascular. Okay, this is a vascular cryptogame. The pteridophytes are the vascular cryptogame. Okay, because the vascular bundle is present here for transporting, for distributing water and minerals and food. Okay, everything. So next, it also having the alternate generation like the bryophytes. The sporophyte and it is alternate with the gametophyte. Again sporophyte, again gametophyte, like this. Okay. So next, the sporophyte it produce the spores. Sporophytes produce the spores. Okay. The spores are produced from a structure. That structure it is called sporangium. Okay. So sporangium only bears the spores. Okay, sporangium only produce the spores. Okay, so the sporangium it is produced from a leaf-like structure that is called sporophyll. That is what called sporophyll. So sporophyll produce the sporangium. Inside the sporangium, what is present? Spores are present. Okay, two types of spores are there: microspore, megaspore. Microspore means that is a male. Okay, megaspore female. Okay, so microspore and megaspore both also present in the same sporangium, that is called homospores. Okay, it is produced from different, that is a heterospore. Okay, homo means same, hetero means different. Okay, the microspore and megaspore both also present in the same mean, that is a homospore. It is produced in different plant, that is a heterospore. Okay, the spores are produced the prothallus. The prothallus are the gametophyte. Prothallus are the gametophyte. Okay, so the sporophyte alternate with the gametophyte. So the sporophyte produce the prothallus. So the spores, from the spores the prothallus is produced. The prothallus produce the gametes. Okay, what are the gametes? Antheridium and archegonium. Already I told you in the bryophytes. Okay, Antheridium it is a male not a gametophyte, because this is coming from gamete and it produce the sporophyte. Okay, the sporophytes produce the spores and spores will produce the prothallus. The prothallus is a gametophyte. Okay, so this is what called alternate generation. Okay, so next is classification of pteridophytes. Okay, the pteridophytes is classified into 4 classes. How many classes? 4 classes. Okay, the first one is a Silapsida, Lycopsida, Phenopsida and Pteropsida. Okay, Silapsida, Lycopsida, Phenopsida, Pteropsida. Okay, these are the 4 classes in the pteridophytes. Okay, so next the pteridophytes, it is used in what are the things? Okay, so next economic importance of pteridophytes. First, it is used as an ornamental plant. Do you know ferns? Do you hear this word anywhere? The ferns. The ferns, it is one of the plant variety. Okay, if you don't know, just Google it. Okay, the ferns, more images are there. Okay, so the ferns are pteridophytes. The ferns are pteridophytes. The ferns are grow as a ornamental plant. Okay, so next is vermifuge drugs. What is the next one? Vermifuge drugs. What is the meaning of vermifuge drugs? Do you know that? Vermifuge means the vermifuge drugs. It is used to kill the intestinal worms. The word vermifuge means the intestinal worms. Okay, so it is used to kill the intestinal worms. Okay, that is what vermifuge drugs. Next is food. Some of the pteridophytes are used as a food also, like a marsilia. Okay, it is used as a food. Mata keerela saapradom and the keera mari in the pteridophytes, so it is used as a food. Okay, so the pteridophytes are completed. Okay, Dakana. In the next topic, it is a gymnosperms. Next topic it is a gymnosperms. Gymnosperms we can discuss in the next class. Okay, so today's class over up to this topic. Okay, if you have any doubt, ask with your concerned teacher. Thank you, students.